know that most of the country artists you know and love today got their starts in places called honky tonks? That's right. Patsy Cline, Ernest Tubb, all of them. Honky tonks are an important stop in the careers of some of the brightest country stars. And the music you'll find in honky tonks is like none other on the American landscape. Designed to get your feet tapping and your mind off your troubles, this is music you can't sit down to. Hosted by Bill Anderson, this series features tons of your favorite country music legends as they tell their favorite honky tonk stories, sing their favorite honky tonk songs, all on a collection we're calling Country's Family Reunion Honky Tonk. Come on in.
Well, we're honky-tonking it up here on Country's Family Reunion for this time. Here's an old boy that's probably played his share of honky-tonks, not only in Texas, but probably all around the world. One of the more unusual musical instruments you'll ever see. First time he's been with us, Junior Brown. Junior, we're glad to have you here, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
We've all seen your videos, the thing about the highway patrol and all those funny, crazy things that you've done. Talk to me about that instrument there.
Well, this is called a git steel, and
it's called a what?
Git steel.
Git steel.
It's the git, and there's the steel. And if someone is going to steal this from me, they take to the hock shop twice. You see, they slice it right down there, and you hock it twice. So it works for me because I always like to play both instruments in the song if I could. You know, so I usually stand up and play on a stand while I'm singing, but this time I didn't bring it, so we're going to have a sit-down gig here.
Well, now, is that all one solid piece of wood there?
Yes,
And you've got the guitar neck and
Right.
all of that hardware there. And did you design this yourself?
Yes, And first one I made was in 1985, and then this one was made in 1995, and it was red. You can see. We're talking about the honky tonk, brother. Look what the honky tonks did to this thing. Not to mention me. We're both a little faded, I think.
You work out of Texas, don't you?
Well, a lot I do. I live in Branson, Missouri right now.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, just moved up there.
Do you play at one of the theaters up there?
Haven't yet, but I will when I'm not traveling anymore. I'm 62 now, and I'm traveling quite a bit. I still feel pretty good, and no end in sight. But if I start slowing down, I'll have a place to play in there where they can come to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm anxious to hear you do this live. I've seen you do it many times on TV and various things. What song are you going to do?
I'm going to do one by my dear friend that passed away recently, Ray Price, and I know he was your dear friend as well. Yes. And we're going to do a little thing called My Shoes Keep Walking Back to You.
Oh, that's great. Going to play both instruments.
Yes, sir.
All right, Junior Brown.
2, 3. I may say that I don't care, hold my head up in the air, even tell my friends I'm glad when you don't call. But when the day is through, my heartache starts anew, and that's when I miss you most of all. And my arms keep reaching for you, my eyes keep searching for you, my lips keep calling for you, and my shoes keep walking back to you. I pretend I wish I had you back again, for no one else means half as much as you. My world just seemed to die the day you said goodbye, and I can't forget, no matter what I do. And my arms keep reaching for you. My eyes keep searching for you. My lips keep calling for you. And my shoes keep walking back to you. And my shoes keep walking back to you. I've worked with a lot of groups, a lot of bands all over, and I don't know if I've ever played with a finer one than this one right here.
Junior Brown, Junior, that's incredible, man. I know there's going to be people watching this that are going to want to know, can you build them one of those? Is there anywhere anybody can actually buy an instrument like
Yes,
this?
we've been selling a few of them, believe it or not.
Awesome.
And it's kind of weird when you see a guy play one because it's like watching somebody dancing with your wife, you know? It's like, okay, now put it down. That's real good. That's real good. Put it down now. But it's great, and a few people have bought them, and it's stevensguitars.com. I'll get that in there. Michael Stevens makes them.
Okay.
Junior, did you get the idea for that in a dream? Somebody
Yeah,
at time?
kinda.
That's
Yeah, I was living over in Hawaii for a little while. This fella over there, he gave me a piece of a zither, an old zither that he'd cut in half, and he'd made a little steel about that long, and I was going to glue it on to the guitar, and that idea led to just a double-necked instrument instead of just gluing something on, you know. So one idea will lead to another. So.
Yeah.
Am I excused, or you want to talk?
Actually, I'd love to hear you play some more. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you if you could play the Wildwood Flower and steel guitar rag at the same time.
No, probably. I might have to rehearse it a little bit.
Well, man, thanks for sharing that with us. That's really great and unique, and thanks for being a part of our reunion for the first time.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. You know that.
I wondered where his bar. I kept thinking, where's his bar?
You
I
carry
kept
your.
wondering, where's his bar?
Right
And then
there.
you pulled it out.
Oh, you keep it right on the top. It's like
It's a felt-lined hole right there.
Oh, I see.
It's all done with mirrors. Very cool.
That's amazing.
I was wondering where that too.
Can you get HBO on that thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whether I want it or not.
And it gets 20 miles to the gallon.
There you go.
That's terrific. We need to do just a little bit of housekeeping because when you sang the song about, Lord, I need somebody bad tonight, we couldn't think of the writer.
Yeah, I had a total brain dump. But it was Ben Peters who wrote the song, of course, who's written so many great classics. And I forget who I was talking to, brain dumped again. We were talking about that title is one of those that says it all. I mean, the play on words, you know. Yeah. Need somebody bad tonight because I just lost somebody good.
Makes me mad when I hear a line like that.
And
I
it
get
was
mad because I didn't think of it.
No.
A lot of great songwriters in this room right here. Linda Davis, I found out something about you today that I didn't realize. If you hadn't been a singer, you could have been a great hairdresser.
Oh, well, my sister has that part covered, so I think the world's in better hands with her with the tease and comb than me. But
Well, I don't know. I walked in the makeup room and you had hair going in 47 different directions, and then you put it all back together.
Well, you know I'm from Texas, and us Texas girls have that Texas hair. So, but I had a lot of professional help today. Thank you. I'll let the girls know you liked it.
I've seen you sitting over there with Billy Yates and Tony Booth singing along and just grinning on these songs like these are really the songs you love.
It's the songs, it's the soundtrack of my youth, actually. I wasn't old enough to go into some of these honky tonks that y'all are talking about where you played. Now, down the road from Carthage, Texas, which is where I was raised, was Longview. Carthage is a dry county. But in Longview, anybody ever play the Rio Palm Mall?
Oh, my.
Everybody.
I I know you did because I was too young to get in, but I just, whenever I drive by that place, besides the Opry, I thought one day I'm going to sing at the Rio. And I set my sights high, you know. But they turned it into a different kind of music. So by the time I got old enough to go in and play, it wasn't the same. But the stories that my cousins that would go and two-step to all y'all's songs and your bands, it was. I just sat in my little house thinking, one day, maybe one day. But to be in this room today with all of you, and hearing this music, it's so authentic and pure. It's just so nice.
Well, the Rio Palm Isle Ballroom in Longview, Texas, one of the classic honky tonks.
Not
anywhere.
classy.
Ever
but
handled the
classic,
room?
right? You didn't say classy, you said classic, right?
Yes, classic.
Tonight I'm burning old love letters, photographs and memories of you, hoping somehow I'll feel better. And when the smoke is gone, I won't want you. Burning memories, burning memories, burning all the memories of you that I can't use. My heart to you no longer matters, and I can't live on memories. Into the fire those dreams you've shattered, and when the smoke is gone, I won't want you. Oh, burning memories, burning memories, burning all the memories of you that I can't lose. Oh, burning memories, burning memories, burning all the memories of you that I can't lose. I'm always burning memories, burning memories, burning all the memories of you that I can't lose.
There's a young man sitting next to you. I don't know if everybody in the room knows him because he's in the very early stages of his career, but we need people that are going to carry on what was started before we came along, when it was started with the Bob Wills and the Light Crust Doughboys and the whole thing in the Western music, the honky tonk music. This young man comes out of bluegrass. That's his background. He's only 22 years old. But you've been sitting over there grinning like you're really enjoying this. This is
I
Mo
am.
Pitney, for those of you that don't know Mo.
I want to say, before we get into anything else, I want to say that I think I got a bone to pick with whoever set up the chairs and put Mo Bandy directly behind me from in line with you, because I've almost stepped into being a fool a couple times and speaking up when you weren't talking to me.
You have to say Mo with an E.
Yeah, that's right. There's Mo Pitney is just M-O, Mo Bandy is M-O-E.
But when you say it, you can't hear the E on it. You can only tell them apart when you write it.
It's hard to whisper an E.
Yeah, exactly.
Come up and sing us a song.
All
Now,
right.
this guy, as I said, he grew up in bluegrass music, a lot of gospel music influences and all in his life. So, are honky tonks something that you're comfortable with? Have you performed in very many of them?
Well, you know, I think I'm with Daryl Singletary back there with growing up in a Baptist home, and I think my mama did real well to keep me out of the honky tonks. I'm only 22, so I've really only had 1 year to really spend a whole lot of time.
Well, have you taken advantage of that 1 year?
Yeah, well, I have since I've moved to Nashville. I got a story about this song that I'm going to sing. The first time I heard it, I took a trip with my dad. My dad's a steel guitar player. And first time I heard this song, I heard Lloyd Greene play this song at Scotty's steel guitar convention in St. Louis. And I didn't know the words then, but when I heard the song, I just loved the melody. And I was humming the melody because nobody was singing. It was just Lloyd playing the melody. And
that's all you need.
Well, you ain't kidding. Boy, I'm a big fan of Lloyd Greene, but... on the way home, I was going to say this just because I'm sitting with Junior. On the way home, my dad first introduced me to you it popped in a Junior Brown CD, and I got home, and I was probably 11 or 12, and I was walking in the front door singing Borrowed Angels, and I was singing You're Wanted by the Police, and my wife thinks you're dead, and my dad was in trouble for that one trip.
He aged 10 years after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
So,
Sorry, Mom.
But this song is Borrowed Angel, and Mom didn't love that I was singing it in the house, and so now I'm singing it on television. But forgive me, Mom. I love you, and it's about the music. Her fingers feel so gentle with her hand in mine. Her hair feels like silk on my arm. Her lips tell me so tenderly she's mine alone. Until we part tonight and she goes home. Borrowed angel belongs to someone else. I love my borrowed angel. I just can't help myself. That ring on her finger don't belong to me, but she loves me, and I know she'll save some borrowed time for me. I wish that I could have her more than just tonight. I can't go on like isn't right. When that lonesome feeling comes knocking on my door, I'll call my borrowed angel to ease the pain once more. Borrowed angel belongs to someone else. I love my borrowed angel. I just can't help myself. That ring on her finger don't belong to me, but she loves me, and I know she'll save some borrowed time for me. But she loves me, and I know she'll save some borrowed time for me.
Deep within my heart lies a melody, a song of old Senatone, where in dreams I played with a memory beneath the stars all alone. It was there I found beside the Alamo, enchanting, strange as a blue up above, a moonlit place as only she would know. Still hears my broken song of love. When in all your splendor knows only my heart. Call back my rose of sand and come. Lips so sweet and tender, like petals falling apart. Speak once again of my love. Broken song, it be words I know, still lives in my heart all along. For that moonlit pass beside the Alamo and rolls my rose of San Antonio.
wake up the crowd. You know, I love seeing the whites do that kind of music, the honky tonk and the old western stuff. Because today we associate you guys more with bluegrass and gospel music.
But most people say that no matter what we're playing, they can hear a swing in it. And we know that's Dad's influence from all the years of playing the honky tonk.
You played that first before you got into the
He
other.
did.
Yeah, it's in the genes back there.
And at home, at other friends' house, he'd play bluegrass, but he played in the honky tonks, and we heard all the stories before we ever grew up and started playing with him.
Buck, I said you got a bunch of honky tonk stories. Tell us one.
Yeah, I was played in the MB Corral in Wichita Falls. Played there regularly. Some of you guys know that place. Halfway in between town and the air base. And there was always trouble of some kind. It's a nice place. If you just stayed in your, stayed on my piano bench, I got along with that.
Stay on that bench.
But I was working with this band, and this boy that was singing and lead the band, his wife was dancing with a soldier.
Uh-oh.
And she was, I said, watch me, I'm going to take care of him in a minute. Boy, before we got through, he laid his guitar down, he run out there, and he hit that old boy so hard, he hit the floor, and I don't know, they got him up. He never did wake up for a while. And she was hollering at him, and he didn't hit her, though.
Did y'all just keep playing?
Well, we stopped. But I was another time I was playing there, and here come Jerry Lee Lewis, And after I got up and let him have the piano,
That was
directly he got to playing, and I was standing far from you. And he jumped up and kicked the stool, and the stool come right over to me, and it's one that didn't break my leg.
Kicked it
10
like
feet
you.
away.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of stuff. But I said, I can't do this forever. And I played for years and years and years in those places. When these girls got big enough and they started singing around the house with their mother, boy, I started thinking, man, oh man, I got something here. So I said, well, I got to leave this town to do it. So picked them up, moved them over into Arkansas, got out in the country.
That's where we started singing.
And wasn't nothing around, nobody to bother us. And I went to work in town in Fort Smith. And I'd come home at night, get cleaned up, and we'd practice. I mean, just as regular as a clock. And it just kept getting better, and it kept getting better, and it kept getting better. And I said, about 8 years later, I said, we're going to Nashville.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. The whites, they are terrific.
And my salvation, that's what they are.
Said he grew himself a band, is what he did. Raised a band.
You said you wanted to say a few words about your former singing partner and buddy of all of us and a longtime member of our family reunion circle, your friend Jack Greene, who passed away not too long ago.
Yeah, when I first was invited to do this show, I was thinking about what I would sing, and I thought, well, you have worked, I guess I worked more honky tonks with Jack Greene in the 11 years we had our show together. And we talk about the bad conditions in the honky tonks, but how many of you have been out there on that fair circuit? And all of it's like, thank God we're going back to a honky tonk, You think about that dance powder on the floor gets to your throat every now and then, but after so many county fairs, you'd rather have that than horse manure after a while out in the racetrack. But one thing about working with Jack, of course, as everybody knows, he was a Texas troubadour. And you mentioned we had the dance version of all of our songs where all the boys got to play whatever they wanted to play and sing whatever. And I bet Mike and Mark Johnson experienced this too, working with Jack. Sooner or later, Jack would make the drummer get up and move because Jack Greene would have to get back on those drums at some point. And do a little reminiscent of the troubadours. And I have just such wonderful memories of all the places. And of course, we kind of followed in all the places that Ernest Tubb went. Jack and Cal Smith and me all coming out of Ernest's television show and everything. And have to say that Ernest cut a great path, made a lot of friends that became friends of all of ours. We automatically had friends there because of Ernest. And the other thing I remember, whenever there was a problem come up, Jack would say, wait a minute, let me think how the old man would handle this. He always talked about Ernest as the old man, said if you just stop for a minute and think how he'd handle it, and that's what you ought to do. And he'd always say when the fight broke out, just play another song and pick up the tempo, you know. But thank you. This is one of my favorite things that, am I on? This is one of my favorite songs that Jack did. It just sounds like Honky Tonk, so y'all think about Jack Greene, okay?
It's hurting more than I believed it would. Lord, I need somebody bad tonight, 'cause I just lost somebody good. I came in here to find someone like you to take his place for just a little while, then I'll be gone. I'll hold you in my arms, close my eyes and see his face, and I won't recall your name when I get home. Oh Lord, I need somebody bad tonight. It's hurting more than I believed it would. Just lost somebody good. Oh yeah, guys. Just lost somebody good.
Thank you so much.
Jim Lauderdale comes to the Grand Ole Opry quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's always great to have him. Great to have you here with us.
Thank you.
You're kind of keeping the rhinestone. I'm trying not to say nudie suits because people never. We get tons of mail every time I talk about that. But you don't seem to be ashamed or afraid to wear those.
No,
which most of the artists wore back in the 50s and 60s.
It was, always a dream of mine to be at the Opry, and when I go out there, especially, I like to dress up. And well, I'll tell you, I'm still trying to recover from listening to Jeannie sing. Man,
That's awesome.
oops, that really,
Was your
that's-
path into business growing up singing in the clubs and the honky tonks?
It was, and my dad was a Presbyterian minister.
Oh,
My
we're covering
mom
them all here
was
today.
a choir director,
Yeah.
and but they were very supportive of whatever I wanted to do. And when I started playing clubs, my dad, I remember one time he asked me in front of my mom, he said, "Well, where are you playing, son?" And I said, I'm playing some, music place, some nightclubs. And he went, Skull Orchards, right? And I went,
Your dad knew what a skull orchard
oh yeah,
was?
and they would come to see me. I grew up in North and South Carolina, and when I was playing close, they'd come by, and sometimes I'd be nervous about them, if it was a rougher place. But my dad loved to watch people, and he'd always enjoy it. But I was more worried about my mom sitting there, and I'd want to be protective of her, but she would always just really enjoy it and everything. And I ended up going out to California later, and I know so many of y'all lived out there. That's where I first met Dale Watson, was out in California, and there was a great scene still there in the 80s when I moved out there, and Dale and Rosie Flores and Chris Gaffney, who by the way, you know how it is when you meet somebody and they do a song that's one of your favorites, and you just have this kinship, this automatic thing. And Chris Gaffney, when I first heard him, he sang, "I'll Go Down Swinging." And the name of his group was the Cold Hard Facts. And I thought,
I like this guy.
Yeah, and he was a great singer. Sadly, he passed away, and he would have loved to have been part of this, and he would have fit right in. But we also played, there was a club out in L.A. called the Palomino. We loved playing. And there's a place out in the desert, in the high desert of California, in Yucca Valley, and it's called Pioneer Town. The club is called Pappy and Harriet's Pioneer Town, and it's in a club in this little town that was an old Western movie set that Roy Rogers and Gene Autry built this place. And so if you ever get a chance, go out there and play it. But I keep thinking today, as I'm just getting these goosebumps and tears welling up hearing this stuff, there's how much we as pickers and writers and singers, have to go through to travel, like you're saying, these, it's rough, sometimes the road and going out and playing these places, and sometimes you're thinking, this is too much. I just don't know if I can do this. But then you get to that place and you think, I don't know if I can go on. And you start playing and you get into that zone.
That's it.
It's that magical kind of zone. And then you think, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And this makes everything worthwhile.
Yeah, it's true.
How about a song
Sure.
from Jim Lauderdale? While you're getting ready, I'll remind everybody, or tell people that don't know that you portrayed George Jones in a live, I guess it was a play.
It was.
Is that something that you are going to do some more of, or was that just something you did for a while?
If I ever get asked, I will. But that was kind of a dream come true. I'd listened to George.
Do you have to get
so
a
much.
possum haircut to do that?
I just would kind of comb it a certain way, and I'd put, makeup on my eyebrows to make them look like George's.
I saw him. He was wonderful.
But that was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
he came to the show.
Oh, did he?
He did.
How did that make you feel? Knowing
He didn't tell me. He knew that it would scare me too much, and I didn't find out till afterwards. But he was such a great guy. Really miss him.
Well, I'm surprised you're not doing a George Jones song today.
Well, I was thinking about the California stuff, and I wanted to do a Merle Haggard song. And by the way, you guys are being so nice today. I did my first country reunion show a couple of days ago, and the crowd was so rough, they had chicken wire in front of the stage then. I mean, so... But this was Merle's first hit, and it was written by Liz and Casey Anderson, Lynn Anderson's folks. And once again, I'll tell you what, I got so much respect for everybody in this room, and this is just something. So thanks for letting me be a part of this. This is called The Lonesome Fugitive.
Down every road, there's always one more city. I'm on the run, the highway is my home. I raised a lot of cane back in my younger days, while Mama used to pray my crops would fail. And now I'm just a fugitive with just two ways: outrun the law or spend my life in jail. I'd like to settle down, but they won't let me. A fugitive must be a rolling stone. Down every road, there's always one more city. I'm on the run, the highway is my home. I'm lonely, but I can't afford the luxury of having the one I love to come along. She'd only slow me down and they'd catch up with me. For he who travels fastest goes alone. I'd like to settle down, but they won't let me. A fugitive must be a rolling stone.